It's Monday, April 10th, 2023. Let's talk about the news. From France 24, Saudi delegation in Yemen for peace talks with Iran-backed Houthi rebels. A delegation of officials from Saudi Arabia was reportedly in Yemen's capital over the weekend to negotiate a possible truce with Iran-backed rebels, which, if successful, could help end the country's ongoing civil war. This move comes about a month after China brokered a deal between neighbors and longtime rivals Saudi Arabia and Iran, and it is relevant to the war in Yemen because one side, the government of Yemen, is backed by the Saudis, while the rebels are backed by Iran. The civil war is basically an extensive proxy conflict between these two Middle Eastern powers. This war began in 2014 when the rebels seized the capital city, and though a truce that was announced about a year ago helped reduce conflict in the region, that truce officially ended in October, and a real-deal permanent end to this conflict would be a serious human rights win, as Yemeni citizens have been living under this war's destructive, deadly specter for a long time. From the New York Times, leaked Pentagon documents reveal secrets about friends and foes. A collection of classified U.S. documents were shared on social media platforms late last week, revealing national security secrets and what appear to be some numerical edits, possibly made by whomever shared them. There's a lot to this story, and more will likely be revealed in the coming days and weeks, but basically, this cluster of more than 100 shared documents, which appear to be scanned copies of physical paperwork, include information about Ukraine's military plans against Russia's invading force and diplomatic concerns touching on the U.S.'s relationships with adversaries and allies. Pentagon officials and the U.S. government have said investigations into this breach are ongoing, but that this is a serious problem that makes the U.S. and its security relationships look bad. It's also been claimed that a figure showing the probable number of Russian soldiers killed while invading Ukraine was altered to be much lower than actual estimates, which suggests this leak, if not the acquisition of the documents themselves, may have been conducted by Russian operatives. And from Quartz, the Mexican government continues nationalizing key industries despite U.S. objections. The Mexican government has agreed to purchase 13 power plants from Spanish energy company Iberdrola for about $6 billion as part of Mexican President Obrador's larger plan to bring more energy infrastructure under state control. Following this purchase, the Mexican government's state-owned power company now controls the majority of the country's energy market, defying demands by the U.S. and Canadian governments to allow international corporations access to Mexico's power and oil markets. Obrador has also said he intends to nationalize the country's mining sector, including Mexico's increasingly important lithium reserves, and his popularity seems to have only grown as he has positioned his administration as a sort of beacon of independence and freedom, facing off against would-be colonialist forces like the US and Canada that have tried to tell him what to do. If you're finding some value in One Sentence News, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com, and you can support this and other related projects like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts at understandery.com.